Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Roman Reigns stepped up to the Bloodline after his return at WWE SummerSlam. The original tribal chief almost regained the Ulafala, but Jacob Fatu's involvement on last week's episode of SmackDown gave Solo Sikoa and his men the upper hand. It is likely that Reigns will be off television indefinitely due to the Bloodline's assault. But the faction will not sit idle during Reigns' absence, so some big moves from them are expected. So, without further ado, let's take a look at 5 things the Bloodline can do before Roman Reigns returns. 5. The Bloodline could feud with Jimmy Uso. The first thing Solo Sikoa did after taking over the Bloodline was to kick Jimmy Uso out of the group. He took the decision because of his brother's failure to defeat Jey Uso at WrestleMania XL. Jimmy Uso, who has been out of action due to an undisclosed injury since April, is expected to return soon. He also missed the 2024 WWE Draft. The record-breaking star will probably join SmackDown when he returns to action. He would want payback against Solo Sikoa and his men so they could feud while Roman Reigns is absent. It is possible that he will return on tonight's episode of the Blue Brand to cost Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu the WWE Tag Team Championship against the Street Profits. This way, WWE would also plant the seeds for the reunion of the original Bloodline. 4. The Bloodline crashes Cody Rhodes vs. Kevin Owens at WWE Bash in Berlin. After Jacob Fatu attacked Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa almost captured the undisputed WWE Championship at SummerSlam. However, the self-proclaimed tribal chief could not become champion due to Roman Reigns' attack. On the episode of SmackDown after SummerSlam, Sikoa demanded a rematch from the American Nightmare. However, the latter refused to face the leader of the Bloodline again and told him to earn a shot at the title again. Cody Rhodes' next title defense will be against Kevin Owens at the WWE Bash in Berlin on Saturday, August 31st. It is possible that the Bloodline could attack both men in Germany and cause a disqualification finish. The American Nightmare may give Sikoa another title shot if he makes such a move. Perhaps, in a Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood, where no interruptions are easily possible. 3. The Anoa'i family elders officially make Solo Sikoa the tribal chief. The dispute between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa over the status of the tribal chief has been the most heated angle on SmackDown since SummerSlam. Roman Reigns was officially given the status of the tribal chief by his father Alpha and Uncle Sika after he defeated Jey Uso at Hell in a Cell 2020. They presented him with the Ulafala necklace at that time, so Solo Sikoa may bring someone like Rikishi to do the same for him. This may also be a punishment for the original tribal chief because he stopped the undisputed WWE title from returning to his family at SummerSlam. Since Sikoa took charge in Reigns' absence and prevented the faction from falling apart, his elders may give him the power. 2. Solo Sikoa forces Paul Heyman to acknowledge him. Paul Heyman suffered for months after Solo Sikoa took over the Bloodline. The WWE Hall of Famer was assaulted and kicked out of the group back in June when he refused to acknowledge the former enforcer as his tribal chief. Heyman ran Roman Reigns' affairs whenever the head of the table used to take time off from WWE programming. So, Paul Heyman may return during Reigns' current hiatus to continue the storyline with the Bloodline. The group could force him to become their special counsel and even try to injure him, which could lead to Roman Reigns' next return. There is also a possibility of Heyman returning with Jimmy Uso to deal with Sikoa and his men. 1. Solo Sikoa adds Rikishi, Hikuleo, and Zilla Fatu to the Bloodline. Roman Reigns surprisingly took out Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa all by himself during his first brawl with the Bloodline. The group could only take out the original tribal chief when they brought an injured Jacob Fatu as backup. Solo Sikoa may take measures to strengthen the group during Roman Reigns' absence, so he may introduce Hikuleo as the group's powerhouse. The 6 feet 8 inches star reportedly signed with WWE so he could join his brothers Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa on SmackDown. Moreover, Zilla Fatu could be another possible addition to Sikoa's bloodline. The son of WWE legend Umaga would get along very well with the self-proclaimed tribal chief, as the latter is a big admirer of Umaga, just like the main one. The new bloodline does not have a Wiseman yet, so they could also bring one in the coming days. Sikoa's father, Rikishi, is a strong contender to fill that spot, as the WWE Hall of Famer himself expressed interest in joining the group. For reasons why Roman Reigns will lose against Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, Roman Reigns is finally back on WWE television, determined to take back his place at the head of the table. He successfully destroyed Solo Sikoa and his reformed faction at SummerSlam and the following SmackDown, but the tides turned when Jacob Fatu returned this week. While many hope to see the original tribal chief respond with ferocity, he will likely fail and meet the same fate when he meets the new Bloodline again. Here, we look at 4 reasons why Roman Reigns will lose against Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline anytime they cross paths on SmackDown for now. So, without further ado, let's begin. 1. Roman Reigns left alone to face the monster he created. The repeated use of number advantage was one of the most defining traits of Roman Reigns' historic run as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion and the Bloodline's subsequent dominance. Solo Sikoa played a crucial role in upholding Reigns' superiority by enforcing the tribal chief's will by all means necessary. Now that he sits at the head of the table, Sikoa is bound to employ similar methods. It is common for former heels to pay for past sins in the Triple H regime. Reigns has created this monster, and it is imperative for him to face the consequences before finding a way to combat the threat. 2. Solo Sikoa earns credibility on WWE SmackDown as the new leader. Roman Reigns returned at SummerSlam and immediately took out almost the entire Bloodline. He repeated the same on SmackDown, only to fall when Jacob Fatu returned this week. If the original tribal chief had the upper hand throughout the feud, the rivalry would hardly be intriguing. The Bloodline has often been the center of dramatic storytelling, and the entire Civil War plot desperately needs a balance between both sides. Solo Sikoa needs to build more credibility before he takes on Reigns. The original tribal chief can afford to be in a losing position for a while to help build up his nemesis as the storyline progresses. 3. Short-term battles in a long-term civil war. The WWE creative team has shown immense patience with several recent storylines, gradually but effectively building towards a satisfactory playoff. Triple H is unlikely to rush one of the most intriguing rivalries involving the company's biggest superstar, thus leading to several small battles before the massive big fight. These matches, or altercations, will see Roman Reigns fall over and over again without affecting his credibility. He instantly turned into a babyface after his return, but he will hardly return to old ways from his big dog days. Instead, Reigns would be forced to face new and creative challenges every other meeting, just as he had planned for his opponents when he was the tribal chief. For the setup for former Bloodline members return the Usos and Sami Zayn, they may be a little far down the line, but a massive reunion involving Roman Reigns is as good as set in stone. This would see his long-term history and individual storylines with Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso culminate into the old Bloodline coming back together on WWE SmackDown against the Solo Sikoa run faction. Continuous losses, brutal beatdowns, and unfair humiliation could serve as massive motivational factors to facilitate the reunion. The Usos and Sami Zayn were put through a world of torture at the hands of their tribal chief. They would have to be compelled by their love and sympathy for Reigns to come to his aid, and that won't happen unless he is buried in adversity. 5 things Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline can do in Roman Reigns' absence: alliances, debuting stars, and blockbuster feuds. In the aftermath of Roman Reigns' sudden absence, the Bloodline stands at a crossroads. With the tribal chief out of the picture, it's up to Solo Sikoa, the enforcer, to lead his faction into uncharted territory. What could this mean for the WWE landscape? Here are 5 potential moves that Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline can make to ensure their dominance remains undisputed. 1. Forge an alliance with debuting stars, the next generation of dominance ***. The first order of business for Solo Sikoa in the absence of Roman Reigns should be to secure the Bloodline's future. Enter two debuting stars who have been making waves in the NXT scene, Bron Breakker and Ava Raine. Both come with wrestling pedigrees that scream excellence, Bron, the son of Rick Steiner, and Ava, the daughter of The Rock. Their addition to the Bloodline could solidify the faction as the most dominant in WWE history. Bron Breakker's explosive power and athleticism would complement Solo's ruthless aggression, creating a new fearsome duo within the faction. Meanwhile, Ava Raine would bring a fresh dynamic, her lineage and charisma echoing that of her father, yet with her own unique edge. With Bron and Ava by his side, Solo could lead the Bloodline into a new era of dominance, ensuring that Roman's legacy continues even in his absence. This alliance would not only introduce these rising stars to the main roster with a bang but also reinvigorate the Bloodline with a new sense of purpose and direction. The WWE Universe would be buzzing with anticipation, eager to see how these new additions would fit into the already established hierarchy of the group. 2. Reignite a family feud with a Legends return ***. While building alliances is crucial, sometimes old rivalries must be reignited to assert dominance. Enter The Rock, the legendary cousin of Roman Reigns and the one man who could shake the foundations of the Bloodline. With Roman out of the picture, The Rock could return to challenge Solo Sikoa's authority, questioning whether he has the strength to lead the faction. This family feud would be nothing short of explosive. The Rock, with his years of experience and undeniable star power, versus Solo Sikoa, the rising force determined to prove himself worthy of the throne. Their clashes could headline major WWE events, with the Bloodline's future hanging in the balance. This isn't just about pride, it's about control of the family legacy. The Rock's return could serve as a catalyst for Solo to step out of Roman's shadow and truly come into his own. The WWE Universe would be captivated by this generational battle, wondering if the young lion can overcome the old guard. 3. Establish a blockbuster feud with the Judgment Day ***. The Bloodline needs a new nemesis, and there's no faction more fitting than the Judgment Day. Led by Finn Balor and featuring Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio, the Judgment Day has been carving a path of destruction through WWE. With Roman Reigns absent, they could see this as the perfect opportunity to challenge the Bloodline for supremacy. The rivalry between these two factions would be nothing short of epic. The Judgment Day's dark, sinister energy contrasts sharply with the Bloodline's regal dominance, setting the stage for a clash of titans. Solo Sikoa, with his newfound allies Bron Breakker and Ava Raine, would have to outsmart and outfight the cunning Finn Balor and his crew. This feud could span several pay-per-views, with each faction gaining and losing ground in a vicious battle for control. The stakes would be high, not just for titles, but for the very soul of WWE. Fans would be glued to their screens, eagerly anticipating the next twist in this blockbuster rivalry. 4. Introduce a new enforcer, a legend reborn ***. Every great leader needs a powerful enforcer, and with Roman gone, Solo Sikoa could bring in a legend to fill this role, Batista. The Animal's return to WWE as the Bloodline's enforcer would send shockwaves through the roster. His presence alone would be enough to intimidate any would-be challengers, ensuring that the Bloodline remains at the top. Batista's history with The Rock and his previous dominance in WWE would add layers of complexity to the group's dynamics. Would the Animal be content to follow Solo's lead, or would his own ambitions cause friction within the ranks? This tension could lead to compelling storytelling, with the WWE Universe unsure whether Batista's loyalty lies with the Bloodline or his own interests. With Batista in their corner, the Bloodline would be nearly unstoppable. His brute strength and veteran instincts would be invaluable assets in their battles against rival factions like the Judgment Day or even a returning Brock Lesnar. Batista's return would not only bolster the Bloodline's ranks, but also bring a new level of unpredictability to WWE programming. 5. Unleash a new era of dominance. Solo's reign begins ***. The final step for Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline in Roman Reigns' absence is to fully embrace this new era of dominance. With his alliances in place, rival factions subdued, and a legend watching his back, Solo must now focus on solidifying his reign. This could involve capturing the WWE Championship or establishing himself as the undisputed leader of SmackDown. Solo's rise to power would be marked by a series of high-profile matches and victories, each one further cementing his status as the new head of the table. He could engage in brutal rivalries with top stars like Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, or even a returning John Cena, each match pushing him to new heights. As Solo Sikoa's reign continues, the Bloodline would evolve under his leadership, becoming a faction that commands respect and fear across WWE. The legacy of Roman Reigns would be honored, but this would be Solo's time, a new chapter in the Bloodline's storied history. In conclusion, Roman Reigns' absence could be the catalyst for an exciting new chapter in WWE, with Solo Sikoa at the helm. By forming strategic alliances, reigniting family feuds, engaging in blockbuster rivalries, introducing legendary enforcers, and embracing his role as leader, Solo could take the Bloodline to unprecedented heights. The WWE Universe would be in for a thrilling ride as the Bloodline evolves and adapts, proving that their dominance is far from over.